Hi, welcome to Get Ready Walnut Creek. I'm Dee Logan here with Terry McFarland, and we're members of Walnut Creek's Community Emergency Response Team, trained to help our city in the event of a major disaster. Today, we're here to talk to you about fire prevention in the home.
In under 30 seconds, a small flame can become a major fire, but the more you prepare and practice fire safety, the better your chances are.
For instance, every family should have a fire escape plan and chart at least 2 ways to get out of each room. Also have a predetermined area outside to meet in the event that you have to evacuate.
For example, your mailbox or under a tree. Practice your plan at least twice a year. Also, get in the habit of sleeping with your bedroom door shut. That will help block the smoke and the fire and buy you precious time.
Did you know almost 60% of all fatal residential fires occur in homes that don't have smoke alarms? So remember to install one on every level of your home, including each bedroom.
And if it runs on batteries, remember to change it once a year or as soon as you hear it chirp, and test it monthly.
In some cases, it's possible to put out a small fire using a fire extinguisher if you know how to use it. Joining us today is Contra Costa County Fire Marshal Louis Burchard. Welcome, Chief.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure.
So what type of fire extinguisher should we keep and use in our home?
Well, in most homes, we're actually presented with multiple fire hazards, so we look to use a multi-purpose dry chemical extinguisher similar to the one that we have in front of us. This will help us fight not only our Class A fires, which are wood and paper and ordinary combustibles, but also our Class B fires, which are flammable liquids and common grease, and Class C fires, which are energized electrical fires, such as your toasters and your microwaves. In addition, it's important to have a fire extinguisher on each level of your home, as well as the garage. Inside each level of the home, it's important to decide where to put the fire extinguisher. It should be in a very open and conspicuous location where everybody knows where it is, as well as placed somewhere near the exit from the room, as opposed to underneath the cabinets or in the pantry.
Now, is there anything special that we need to do to maintain it?
Well, actually, these are fairly straightforward. You have a pressure gauge on the front. You want to make sure that the needle on the pressure gauge is in the green area that indicates that there's enough charge in the extinguisher in the event that you need to use it. And all of these fire extinguishers use a very basic dry chemical that's non-hazardous, very similar to baking soda or baking powder. So as time goes on, that product will solidify towards the bottom. So every once in a while, just take your extinguisher, turn it upside down, shake it, and then put it back where you found it.
So what is the first thing we should do if a fire does break out?
Well, the first thing that you want to do if a fire breaks out in your home is to make sure that everybody and all the family members are out of the house and accounted for. The second thing is obviously call 911, get the fire department to respond. If you have a fire extinguisher and you're familiar with how to use it and the fire is small enough and it's safe enough for you to intervene with your fire extinguisher, you can take independent action.
If a fire breaks out in the pan when I'm cooking on top of the stove, would I use a fire extinguisher to put that out?
Well, the answer is that it depends. If the fire is small enough and you have the lid to the pan and it's safe enough to do so, you can put the cover on the pan, turn the heat off, or the heat source off, and the fire should go out by itself. Otherwise, you may have to intervene with the fire extinguisher. However, you want to make sure that the fire is small enough so that if you do hit it with the fire extinguisher, that you don't spray it all over the kitchen. And that's part of being familiar with your fire extinguisher.
So what are the steps in using a fire extinguisher?
Sure, that's actually a very simple 4-step method called PASS. The first thing that you're going to do is pull the pin. The second thing you're going to do is aim your fire extinguisher. Some of them have these long wands and some of them do not. So you want to aim towards the base of the fire. You're going to squeeze the trigger and then you're going to sweep back and forth at the base of the fire until the fire is extinguished.
Okay, that seems pretty easy. Now that we know the steps, let's go outside for a demonstration.
So what we have here is a pan that we use for demonstration and training purposes for fire extinguisher training. What we're going to do is fill it up with some flammable liquids. We're going to ignite it, and then Dee is going to demonstrate the PASS technique as she extinguishes the fire using her portable fire extinguisher. Dee, that was an excellent job putting out that fire.
Thanks, and it was pretty easy to do too. Thank you, Chief, for joining us today, and Dee for putting out the fire in my driveway, and thank you for watching Get Ready Walnut Creek. Please tune in again for more ways to prepare and protect our home and families.